Coming up on today's episode of AMA Drone Report, Oklahoma bill would protect property owners who destroy drones. Irish drone racers look for flying sites. Schumer presses for geofencing language in FAA reauthorization bill. Hi, I'm Bree Cross. Welcome to Airborne's AMA Drone Report on Aero-TV, a weekly news program covering the recreational drone world in partnership with the Academy of Model Aeronautics, one of the oldest and most respected aviation organizations in the world, with more than 195,000 members and 2,400 clubs across the country. It's time for yet another questionable bit of drone legislation, though this one may take the cake. A bill just sent to the full Oklahoma Senate for consideration would protect property owners from civil liability if they destroy a drone that is over their property without permission. According to the text of Senate Bill 660, quote, any person owning or controlling real estate or other premises who voluntarily damages or destroys a drone located on the real estate or premises or within the airspace of the real estate or premises not otherwise regulated by the FAA or where a reasonable expectation of privacy exists, shall together with any successors in interest, if any, not be civilly liable for causing the damage or destruction to the property of such person. What the bill does not do, according to some Oklahoma legislatures, is protect shooters from such criminal charges as discharging a firearm where it is prohibited except in self-defense. It also does not specify how a drone may be disabled and brought down. Stephen McKeever, the Oklahoma Secretary of Science and Technology and chair of the Governor's Unmanned Aerial Systems Council, disagrees with the proposed bill. He said that a drone is classified as an aircraft by the FAA, and federal law prohibits shooting at or otherwise interfering with an aircraft. Quote, so the bill opens itself up to the state preemption of federal law, he said. If passed, Senate Bill 660 would go into effect November 1st, 2017. In the next Drone Minute, let's take a brief look at a few of the shorter stories that are making the rounds of the small UAS and hobby drone communities. Taking on a major trade show, especially one with huge history and on short notice, is a major endeavor, and not one for the faint of heart, not even when you're the mighty AMA. However, early info suggests that the AMA Expo East went pretty well, logging in nearly 4,000 visitors and solid reports from exhibitors and vendors. A decision about its future is still a way off, but we have high hopes. The kings of aviation racing, none other than the folks at Red Bull, are looking very closely at new drone racing events with an eye towards additional involvement and a particular fascination with the fast-growing first-person view technologies driving much of the current excitement. In a recent blog post, Red Bull noted that, quote, for drone racing, the holy grail is maturing the streaming technology to a point where all viewers have the option of following the action via FPV or VR goggles, and perhaps even switch viewpoint between the different drones. Okay, we have to admit that eHang 184 is way outside the normal bounds of hobby drones, but what self-respecting drone flyer doesn't wonder what a man-carrying quad could do out there in the real world? ANN's Jim Campbell asked about that at the recent 2017 CES show in an Aero-TV interview with Derek Zong, the co-founder of eHang. Check out Overgrown Drone and eHang 184 project update by searching our YouTube channel at youtube.com/aerotv network. That was today's Drone Minute. Now back to the rest of the news. Irish FPV flyers are looking for places to fly. The problems we flyers have here in the States is shared across the Atlantic Ocean and probably around the rest of the world. Apparently, drone racing is growing by leaps and bounds in Ireland, leaving the average flyer to ponder where they can fly without hassle. Approved or okayed locations are increasingly hard to find, even as FPV racing and other forms of drone recreation continue to fascinate flyers all over the aisle. Current rules make it a bit of a chore to maintain compliance with the regs, but progress is still being made, with the FPV Racing Ireland organization having gone from its original 5 members to a count now estimated at more than 800. Dublin flyers note that most of the good locations they know of are outside the city and have petitioned city officials for support in locating official places to fly, whether it be an outside location or a large building or warehouse, where racing courses may be set up and allow fledgling drone flyers to learn their craft. Still, despite the issues in finding good flying spots, a number of the Irish are already becoming well known on the international circuits, and with a little help in locating more and newer flying sites, that trend is expected to continue. Aviation critic, reactionary, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to push for language in the upcoming FAA reauthorization bill to require geofencing for consumer drones. Schumer made the pitch after a drone allegedly smashed through the window of a 27th floor apartment in Manhattan several days ago. The geofencing would reportedly create no-fly zones. Senator Schumer is well known in aviation circles for his willingness to take any aviation issue and turn it into a call to action. Quote, "There needs to be a clear strategy to address the public safety dilemma of reckless drones in a way that does not impede innovation or responsible use," Schumer said. That's why requiring geofencing technology will effectively fence off drones from sensitive areas like airports or secure buildings. He continued, "If geofencing technology were mandated in every drone sold in America, it would go a long way toward preventing the kinds of near misses we have seen and still allow hobbyists to fly drones in safe places." Recently, an FAA study devoted to quantifying the alleged dangers of drones to other aircraft found that little actual evidence existed to suggest they were much of a hazard, and reports of drones versus buildings or people incidents are also quite unusual. Well, that's our program for this week. In addition to this program, our daily Airborne Limited episodes covering the entire aviation and aerospace world are streamed Monday through Friday. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and tweet us. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net, and more information on the exciting hobby drone world at modelaircraft.org. We'll see you next week.